Okay, it's been about an hour and a half, and it's time to rub this out. See if we can find, what did I do with the alcohol? Oh, there it is. Okay. Now, the only reason I rub this out is to make sanding a little easier. If you're making a wing fillet, it's really nice because you can mold it. Just to give you an idea, here's a leftover that I had, because you can reuse this up until the time it sets. You can see that at this point it's very malleable, just like putty, and you could stick it right into some place and shape it up with a little alcohol, and it'll stick because it's still got that little glossy feel to it. But at this point, what we're going to do is take a little trimmer and just kind of knock off the high parts here. I've already done the bottom, so I'm not going to have to crawl under there. Now, at this point, it's a little rough, so we just dip our finger in this 91% alcohol and rub along like this, and you can see, I don't know how well you can see, it smooths it out, gives it a nice gloss, and then when it cures, it'll be perfectly smooth, so it takes very little sanding to sand it down. And like I said, if you're doing fillets, then you can really shape it and mold in your fillet, so you don't have a lot of sanding to do after it cures. This only takes, in this instance, just a few seconds, because when you cut it off with a trimmer there, it's a little rough. But when you take your finger like this, smooth it out, then it takes all those edges off and just makes it life a little easier when it comes to breaking this thing apart and trimming it out. Okay, that's really all there is to it. You can wipe down a little alcohol, wipe that other Vaseline off there. See, you can just mold it really nice. Okay, that's why I like to use this micro balloons at West Systems filler. Just want to make sure you don't try to reuse a piece that's got a piece of Vaseline in it. Okay, that's it for now. We'll let this sit up overnight, and tomorrow we'll see if we can crack this thing apart. Okay, well, it's been about 6 hours since we set this up, and I decided not to wait all night. I think it's set up enough that we can try and break it apart. First thing I want to do is take a little 150 grit and sand the top layer off. It's sanding real nice. It's cured enough. Okay. Now, pull these screws out of here. Little rare earth magnet on the stick. Comes in real handy. We're taking these out of there in case they get a little stubborn. On an 1/8 inch dowel. Okay. And no matter how many times I do this, it's always scary. Was this thing going to come apart or not? So I've only had one situation where it didn't, and that's because I made a mistake. So let's see what happens. Rigid. We get the leverage of the whole wing out here. There we go. There we go. Well, son of a gun. Look at that. Nice and neat and tight. Okay, so we'll have to dress this up a little bit, and then it'll be all set, prime it up, and just about ready to paint. So that's how we do it. Thanks for tuning in.